It's not the essential model. We have students that are looking, we have students that are listening, they're listening to their lessons. We've got students who are using an app for a particular activity. It is only a supplement to everything else we are doing in school. It's not an essential part of their day. We're doing add-ons to what we would ordinarily do, our normal lessons in schools.
Because
we're doing supplemental things because we don't have access. That's why we use the carts. If we had one for every child, then we could do different things. But we don't have the access, so we share. It's the shared model, and the shared model has to be a supplement because we can't do anything else.
But now, if you're a 21st century knowledge worker, if you're an accountant, if you're a salesperson, if you're a real estate agent, if you're a journalist, you're a 21st century knowledge worker. Every one of those people, every one of those professions, they have a computer, and they log onto that computer at 9 o'clock in the morning, and they log into a layer of software that lets them do their job more effectively, more efficiently. So if you're an accountant, it's some sort of financial package, QuickBooks, what have you. If it's a salesperson, it's a CRM system, a customer relationship management system. Every single profession that has a 21st century job has a layer of software, except educators. We just give them a computer, we put a little Microsoft Office on it and say, or Open Office or whatever, go use the computers, do a little Googling, and that's what we tell the folks. Teachers are 21st century knowledge workers. Students are 21st century knowledge workers in training. They need a layer of software where they log in and they create complete, coherent lessons. It's not an add-on. It has to be essential. If you're a salesperson today, technology is essential to your life. So how do we do it for schools?
So what does it look like when it's essential? This is the hub. You see that they have paper, they have pencils, they have all of the normal things they have. But each one of those children has that device in their hand. And it is the hub. It is essential. There is a platform. It includes apps. Gene Lim is the director of technology at Nanchow. He was telling the parents, they did everything. All the things that Elliot named before. They did concept maps, they did writing, they did spreadsheets, they did animations, they did video, they did photographs, they tagged, everything. All of those things they could do with one device. And again, they're collaborating with each other. This is what it looks like when they have that power in their hands. It's essential. They use it 70% of the school day. But the school day doesn't end when the bell rings, because when they leave, they still have it with them. Sitting by themselves, they can continue to find the answers that they want. School no longer ends when that bell rings, when they leave the doors. Learning continues. School may end, but learning doesn't. In the words of children.
Yeah, right. We talked this morning. Okay, why does this work? The question was, why does it work? We've just given an answer, an education answer, that it works because the children use it 70% of the school day. But there's an emotional answer. There's a different answer. Up to now, we have viewed children as empty vessels to be filled. We're not respecting the kids. But when we give them this, we're partners with the kids, and they know that we respect them. When that little slip of a boy stood up and said, thank you, he was being an equal to all these adults. It was an amazing thing with this little tiny kid. It's not a thanks adult, because he felt respected. And the kids are saying to themselves, you're giving me this thing, you want me to do the work? Okay, I'm going to do the work. And we see incredible increases in time on task because of the respect that we're paying the kids. So, who's doing this? These are names. You don't know these names. It doesn't matter. These are just plain folks. These are administrators in districts all over the world that say, we are going to violate the ban, and we will put these in the schools. We will step up and give every child a cell phone computer to use 24/7. And again, every one of those administrators said, I was just watching the kids. I'm telling you, if you hear an administrator say, I was just watching the kids, latch on to that person, because that person gets it.
So, when we look at the future, what's it going to be? Probably not very many of you remember the song about Lola. Boys will be boys, girls will be girls. No, other way around. You can sing.
Boys will be girls and girls will be boys. It's a crazy mixed up.
Thank you, that's enough. So it is a crazy mixed up world. We've got Dell. Dell Computer makes phones. Nokia Phone Company now makes computers. HP last week, 2 weeks ago, bought Palm. What does Palm make? Palm makes phones, only handsets. Palm Pre, Palm Pixie. Why does HP Compaq, a computer company, buy a cell phone manufacturer? The other thing is the promise of 4G. Now, what are we talking about 4G? 4G is the 4th generation of wireless technology, or mobile technology. Right now, we've got 3G. 3G, no, we don't all even have 3G. Even Denton, Texas doesn't have 3G. 3G refers to speed, so it's high-speed access. Schools, these schools that are buying cellular, are using 3G, and that's what they're paying for. But they're telling us that 4G is going to be available. Now, 4G is either going to give us more bandwidth or more speed, not both. But in fact, for what the students are doing in school, they don't need 4G. What we want is just 3G capability on those 4G lines for 1/4 the price that we're paying now. So we won't use up all your bandwidth, and we don't need all the speed. We just need a portion of that 4G line, and we want to pay just 1/4 of what we're paying right now. If we could get that, life would be wonderful in schools.
Well, let's find out. It's not about the technology, it never is. It's about the kids. In a schoolroom, you have teachers, you have kids, you have stuff, you have content, you have books, you have papers, and we buy stuff, and we spend money on stuff. But the truth is, it's really about the kids and the teachers. It's always about the interaction, that human interaction. But as Kathy said, she called this an appendage. This isn't stuff. This is as biological as you're going to get. For the kids, this is the way they connect to the world. This is not stuff. And if we look at it, the kids are saying, let me use this. Let me bring my tools, my toolbox into the classroom, and let me use my toolbox. But to make that happen, oh my, right now, it's a movement. We're preaching, right? And we're preaching to the choir. You believe, of course you believe. You believe, right? You believe. But to change, to do this on a worldwide basis, we heard again yesterday a wonderful keynote about how the organization has to change. This isn't a movement, it's going to have to be a business model. It's going to have to make some people money, it's going to have to work. We have to change the curriculum. We have to change parents. I don't know how many times we hear the following. Well, when I was in school, we didn't use those cell phones. Oh man, I know. We use pencils, well great, right. The world's different. When parents think, well, it worked for me, it must be good for them. Well, that's not the way it works. And folks, this one is inevitable. As I said at the very outset, we believe within 5 years, the majority of world's children will be using this. We're sitting in a room, we're doing our research, we're going ahead, we're doing the best we can. And this is so powerful, it's going to change everything. And it's hard to see it. It's very hard to see it when you sit there. It's a little tiny thing with a small screen that you can't see. But it will change everything.
And that's just what it is now. That's what it looks like now. It's not going to be. You can't think of it in terms of what it's going to be right this minute. Because we know that we've got devices like this where if the screen is too small, what do? You project it on the wall, right? And there's keyboards, there's all different kinds of keyboards. If you need something, don't think of it in terms of what we have now. What Elliot used to say was,
technology is like a bus. You either get on it or you don't. And you just got to get on the bus and go with it. Now it's not a bus anymore. This is a bullet train. This is no longer the bus. Thank you.